Hello there, good to see you once again on this unending series of Worldcoin. Guess what? On this video, we're going to talk about, I do not know why, I just have a feeling that this Worldcoin might end up being a global scam. And I have 5 reasons to justify my argument because, hey, guess what? On this channel, I usually go out there, make sure that I get all the information, bring it up to you. If it's a good opportunity, you can grab it and put your money into it. If it is not, and you're about to get scammed, I tell you, hey, you know what? Watch out and stay out as much as possible. Reason as why I'm compelled to make this video is because a lot of Kenyans are rushing into getting this scanned Retina and what have you, given these free coins, which can better be converted to free money, and that's how they're making this money, and they're loving it because, hey, this is our character in Kenya, whereby we do love free things. But I don't think nobody hates free things. But I always tell you, like, free things comes with hooks attached. Anyway, without further ado, let's just jump into today's video. But guess what? I usually post a video each and every day, probably other series of this Worldcoin and other ways or other areas might you get interested on. If you don't want to miss any of my future videos, this is what we do, all right? It is free, doesn't cost anything. Just down below there on your right, there is a button written subscribe. It is in black. Hit that magical button, turn that notification bell, and like this video. By only doing that, a whole YouTube will notify you whenever I upload a new good video. Yeah, I'm not going on before you do that. Yeah. Exactly. Thank you for doing so. Now, let's get into today's business. Now, this Worldcoin, of course, I have made 2 videos about it, and obviously you already now know what exactly it is. Now, there's some of the signs and areas that we usually look up when we see something might end up being a scam or not being a scam. And I'm going to use exactly that what has been there and that what has worked with other areas like the BTCM that really scammed a lot of Kenyans, and try to concentrate on this and see exactly, does it qualify to be a scam or not? All right, stay with me. We're gonna move step by step. All right, step number 1, or rather point number 1, is that why is the artificial push rather than the organic growth? What exactly do I mean the artificial push rather than the organic growth? You see, artificial push is whereby you really try to make something to trend out there, either by tagging something that is not closely related to it, or you do anything to make sure that that thing is pushed into the people or to the people so that they buy that specific thing. You can imagine if they just came and told you, hey, you know what, you can just come scan your Retina, and yeah, just like that. You can imagine that a lot of people won't show up. But this bait of saying, hey, you know what, show up, scan your Retina, you're given free coins which you can be able to convert them to Kenyan shillings, that then you can have your free money in your pocket. Obviously, that is a catch. And if that is a catch, it means that they are really trying to push this a specific coin. And by the way, for those who do not know, this coin didn't appear in July only. It has been there for like last year, that is 2021 up to date. See, maybe they tried the organic way, it never worked. And then they said, hey, you know what? We're going to use money to make sure that we push this coin up there. Maybe probably to the levels whereby the other cryptocurrencies are, likes of the Bitcoin or the Ethereum. Now, the point is this. When the Bitcoin came, I remember very well, I was back in campus. It just came like anonymously. There was nothing like artificial push, and people who are, who are not paranoid, they bought it, and today they are celebrating. Now, the point is this. This one, by the way, Bitcoin had no strings attached, had nothing like giving you free something. It was just out there and people were buying it. Now, in this case, now we are in a situation whereby these guys are saying, hey, you get scanned your Retina, and then after that, you're given free coins. And of course, obviously, when you say free money to people, most of the people, especially who we say like they come from the low in terms of earning, definitely might buy that specific idea. So generally that is called the artificial push. So this artificial push might end up being in a situation whereby, I don't think this guy, they said that they are aiming to give out 10 billion coins out there. Maybe there is a certain market that they're targeting, and then after reaching that particular point, maybe the whole thing will kind of collapse at the end of the day. So this artificial push will reach to a point whereby they won't be able to be in a position to actually go ahead and fund this specific push, and that will be the collapse of this specific thing. That's my own skepticism. That's my own investigation based on what we call the artificial push. But if it was just an organic one, then absolutely we might say it is really indeed there is a demand of this money. But the demand that you have right now, it's an artificial demand. It's not really an organic demand. It's not like you showing up and buying the Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dogecoin or whichever other coins that are out there. And again, they're claiming to be an AI, cryptocurrency. Now, at that point now makes me feel like, hey, why the artificial push? Why can't they just say, hey, there is a Worldcoin, and if you want, by the way, you can just come and scan your Retina, and that's it. And you can maybe buy some few coins at this amount of money, and you can resell them and make some money. If they say so, that would be more artificial, or rather, that would be more organic than what they're doing exactly right now. So you have to think twice when you see specifically that point. Now, the other point is that why is it illegal in USA? Basically, a country of origin. This thing originated from the USA. And if you do not know, the co-founder of it is called Sam Altman. Sam Altman is also the co-founder or the founder of the OpenAI, which owns the ChatGPT. And of course, this guy was actually accused of maybe this, this AI thing might affect our way we do our things. Maybe the technology can take our jobs and what have you, and all those kind of things. Now, the point is this: why is it rejected in the USA? Can you imagine if we invent something here in Kenya and then we take it to Uganda, but we Kenyans, we are not consuming it? I mean, seriously, it's like, just take it in a very simple analogy. You have your neighbor there, prepares food, they do not eat, but they bring that food to you and they give it for free. It's like, would you really allow your kids to take that food? Because why are they not taking it? Even if you say, hey, you're being skeptical, but honestly speaking, is it not spooky? It's a bit spooky, because why are they not taking that thing? I mean, they should be the first people to actually go ahead and do this specific thing. But they see the government there, they're saying, hey, we just have a feeling that this thing might not end well. I think we should not start with our countrymen here in USA. Try out something out there, and where do they go? They go to Africa, because in Africa is where you find our governments are quite funny. They don't regulate things, and there we have the Kenyans, our citizens. Majority of them are ignorant, and if ignorant, 7,000 means a lot to them. So in that process, we get ourselves into a situation whereby, hey, it becomes a bit complicated in future. So that's the point. You see, you have to ask yourself, because before you do anything, you have to ask yourself, now, why is it rejected in US, and why are they trying to push it here in Kenya? So those are the points that you really need to consider asking yourself before putting your money into that thing, saying like you want to buy those coins and all those kind of things. Because you see those guys here on my comments saying, hey, I'm buying those Worldcoins and what have you. Think about that. Think about that. Okay, number 3, why scan the Retina? Now, I know this is where all the people are drawing the line. Why scan the Retina? Why Retina? Why not my fingerprints? Why just Retina? Why does it have to be like that? Because you really have to explain to me, why are you scanning my Retina? Because I have to understand. Well, you've scanned my Retina. What can be the repercussions? How safe is that orb when I just face it and maybe I scan my eyes? Well, how safe is it? Do you assure? Is there safety measures? What if something breaks up? Where does that data go? And all those kind of things. And why Retina? Why not any other thing? And all those kind of things. So you have to really answer all these questions before somebody puts their money into this, or before the person makes a decision of actually going ahead and being scanned in this specific area. So you have to be very cautious and ask yourself, okay, fine, why Retina? And Retina, basically here we are talking about the eyes. What's the big deal with the eyes? Then if you get the answer of what's the big deal with the eyes, then from there you can be able to ask yourself, where will my data go? Yeah, I understand if you read the terms and conditions, they are saying once they get this information, I don't know, they kind of Irish, whatever, they discard other information about you, but they retain that information and whatever. You can just go ahead and read all those terms and conditions. By the way, they have used a very heavy English for you to understand it. But anyway, you can just understand it if you're good at English. Now, the 4th point is that why is there no clear, explanation of the intentional use of the data collected? Why have they not explained, like say, hey, you know what? We are giving these free coins, but in return, this is how we will make our money. We will have all the information of everyone who we were scanned, and then that information we can be able to sell that information to other institutions, and that way we can be able to recoup our money and we can be able to make money. Because I don't really think these people, they love the world so much to a point whereby they're just investing all their money and giving that that technology free to people out there. I know you may argue from the point of maybe what if they're piloting? It can be the case they're piloting. Then why don't start the piloting from their home where that specific thing has been invented from? See, you have to ask yourself all those questions, because If you do not, then you're going to operate under the ignorance, and later you're going to cry to us and tell us, hey, I wish I knew, I wish I had somebody to tell me. Now here I am telling you that. You got to ask yourself about that question, because at the end of the day, there is nothing free. Whenever you see something that is being paraded out there, of course, ask yourself, this has taken time, it has taken money, it has taken property to come up with this specific thing, and now they are giving it for free. It's like you building your houses out there, the rental houses, and then you're not only giving them for free, but you're also paying those who gonna take those specific rental units for free. You know, sometimes something doesn't add up. It's good they open up and tell them, hey, you know what, the whole idea of us being here and be giving you these free coins, which you can make money out of them, is to make sure that at least we get the information. Now, this information that you have given us is what we will use in future and try to sell it. It is good to be sincere and tell us that you'll sell that information, and that's how you recoup back the money that you've been giving throughout the time when you're trying to push this specific AI cryptocurrency, as you're calling it. All right. Now, the last but not the least is that why can't the N1 buy without being scanning? Now, this is the point now. Okay, fine. When I was giving an example of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin came, people were just buying it. There was nothing spooky like scanning the eyes. You might argue maybe the technology was not there. I don't think so. Something to do with the scanning was still there. So the point is, they just told you, hey, you can log in, get your credentials, buy the Bitcoin at this amount of money, and then that's it. Why can't anyone who have it, why have they not offered that option? If you don't want to get scanned, you can go ahead and buy the coins, and that's WLD. Why don't you go buy those WLD coins and you get started? It's not a must you get scanned if you're not comfortable with scanning. But why does it have to be the scanning is the door of you actually going ahead and buying those specific WLD? So those are just by the questions that you need to ask yourself, because there's some of the questions have not been answered. It's a bit spooky, honestly. I know a lot of people are trying to connect this one with the bringing religion on board and all those speculations and what have you. Some might be correct, some might not be correct. I don't want to take sides, but the point is this. Personally, from my own stand, I just feel a bit skeptical about this thing, and it might end up being another global scam. But again, I said might. I insist on that. Might. Anyway, I might be, at the end of the day, I might be the wrong person in this, but guess what? I wish I am. Honestly, I wish I am. I wish I am the wrong person on this, because anyway, it might be a good opportunity for you, but you have to be very careful and take care. Anyway, guys, for now, it's a goodbye, but make sure that you can grab my number from the description of this specific video. Give me a call for better investments, for real and tangible investments about businesses, shares, stock shares, treasury bills, treasury bonds, unit trust, and all those kind of things. I have those booklets ready for you. It's only 280 Kenyan shillings. You can grab your copy, and as well I offer services pertaining to financial consultation, business consultations, and what have you for just a cup of coffee. I'll leave my number in the description of this specific video. You can give me a call, and for now, it's a goodbye. See you there.